My name is Alexey Burnosenko. I'm from Warsaw, Poland. And yeah, in the industry, in cinema, I mostly play the role of actor, also actor and director in theater. And yeah, here I'm representing on the festival the beautiful documentary called The Forest. And the reason why I really desired to take part in this podcast and in the festival itself is because this documentary I'm representing is a part of my history, part that is like even my people never heard about in majority. And this is kind of result of investigation, result of research, result of great piece of work and art. And yeah, I really would like people of the world to know about it. I really want to share this information so people will learn on the mistakes of our past and never accept it in our future. Thank you very much. See you. Bye.
Sri Lanka. I'm a filmmaker passionate about bringing untold stories of resilience, identity and human rights. I have submitted my film An Island Story to Tahrir Festival. It is about post-war realities of my homeland. Actually, I am very much honored and I am very happy for joining this Creators Unplugged podcast session and very much excited to attend the festival too. Thank you for the opportunity.
The Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Waste Management and Resource Innovations, Honorable Shonzin James Bernard, on behalf of the Ministry, wish to inform the general public that from now onward and as part of our ongoing commitment to maintaining a clean and sustainable environment, the Ministry of Waste Management and Resource Innovations frowns at the way citizens of the state don't keep their immediate environment clean, dump waste indiscriminately across the state like in the gutters, thereby blocking drainages and waterways, causing flooding. It is on this regard that I wish to communicate some significant changes and regulations that will take effect immediately. 1. Keep your immediate surrounding clean. Take responsibility of waste generated by you. Package your waste properly to be taken to certified dump sites. Avoid dumping waste in gutters and waterways. Participate in community cleanup initiatives. 2. The ministry have reintroduced sanitary inspectors who, together with enforcement team, will be deployed to conduct regular inspections throughout the state. They will assess compliance levels and provide guidance to those who may need assistance with proper waste disposal practices. Please cooperate with them. 3. Activities of private waste managers in the state have been banned forthwith until an appropriate operational permit are obtained from the Ministry of Waste Management and Resource Innovations. 4. Illegal dumping of waste by any private waste managers shall henceforth attract a fine of 350,000 naira only and their utility truck confiscated. 5. Illegal dumping of waste by an individual shall henceforth attract a fine of 150,000 naira only. 6. Cleanliness starts from your home. Be a part of the solution and not part of the pollution. If you can't clean up your surroundings, then don't make it dirty. 1. Who maintains cleanliness keep away diseases. Follow cleanliness to kill tomorrow diseases. Together, we can create a cleaner, greener and healthier Taraba. Announcer, Philibus Daniel Adamu, Permanent Secretary.
When local investors believe in a place, the world begins to take notice. Those were the words of Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, as he addressed a panel of dignitaries, diplomats, business moguls, and traditional rulers at Taravas 2025 in Jalingo. Good evening and welcome to today's politics. I am your host, Abraham Maina Joda. Tonight, we are not talking about Abuja or Lagos. We are shifting the spotlight to a state once described as rich in land, nature's gift to the nation. But someone said, poor in luck. But perhaps, just perhaps, the luck is starting to change. Taraba State, under the watchful and reform-minded leadership of Dr. Abu Kefas, recently hosted to what some have called the most consequential subnational investment summit in recent memory, Taravest 2025. From the commissioning of the remodeled airport to the unveiling of bold economic plans in agriculture, tourism, solid minerals, and infrastructure. The message was loud and clear. Taraba is open for business. But beyond the camera, the glittering banquet hall, and the high-profile speeches, deeper questions remain. Can investment summits like Taravest truly spark a long-term economic renaissance? Will local communities and youths feel the impact? Are we witnessing just another elite gathering with photo ops and promises? Tonight, we dissect the politics behind the policy, the strategy beneath the summit, and the opportunity hidden in the optimism. So fasten your seatbelts, because this edition of today's politics promised to be a compelling ride. One part analysis, one part interrogation, and every path truth. Welcome to the conversation. Have with me this morning. I said morning because I believe Taraba has woken up from its slumber. And generally, when you wake up, it is morning. This is our morning. So this evening that feels like a morning, I have with me in the studio. Now, I don't want to do what we call back in the days when we were into rap music, murder his name. So I will allow him to do the introduction. The name is a name that I'm very sure will have raised a lot of eyebrows in boardrooms, in interviews, and the rest of it. So with me is a notable fellow in the person of, please introduce yourself. I don't want to murder your name.
Yeah, my name is, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Privilege.
Yes.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Mukaya Galbua Galgea. I'm a Tarabian from Dongo Local Government.
Okay, you're welcome. You see, you will agree with me that I just have to give you the honor of introducing yourself. So, Mr. Gadgia, okay, let me use the word Nooks. Okay, let me use Nooks, the name Nooks. Who is Nooks? As a person, your profession, your career, your passion, and every other thing you want our viewers to know about you.
Thank you. Well, I would say not much. But the few things I would tell you about myself is that I'm a purpose-driven person. I find myself in the banking industry way back. I work with Intercontinental Bank,
Okay.
Legacy Intercontinental Bank,
Yeah.
that later changed or transformed to Access Bank.
Yes.
Even before then, I was a business person while then in school in Macaulay. I've always wanted to do business. And after my banking career, I left the bank, Access Bank, and I joined business. And I have seen the difference between banking and outside business. I think it's easy for you to analyze somebody's business performance
Behind the desk.
behind the desk. But in the field, it's different.
Yeah.
So I was able to understand the nitty-gritties of business, the rise and fall, to become stable. And after a while, I came back to Taraba, trying to see if I can seek for opportunities. But Taraba is wealthy. It's just that it's as if we're bent. You're on top of wealth, but you don't know what to do and enhance that wealth. Because Taraba is not known outside. We have so much here. I'm very happy that this song came at the right time. Because God said, whenever is the time is the time.
It's the
I
time.
believe this is the time. And I commend the government for this bold step that he has taken.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Nooks. You said it all, that it's easier when you sit behind the desk to do analysis. You have 1+1. That's why they say the best coaches are those that are not on the field. The best players are those watching, not the person playing. Now, let me just come. You've lived in Taraba for years, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In all the years of living in Taraba and Jalingo, have you seen so much buzz at our airport like yesterday? I think that is a starting point. That is the beginning. The buzz around town, the security, the caliber of people around businessmen. Have there ever been a gathering that gathered business-minded people like yesterday?
For sure, in the history of Taraba State, I would say I will commend His Excellency because he has silenced his critics. Because a lot of people were not in the picture of what is about to happen.
Definitely.
People that are going to attend the summit, you know. But to everybody's surprise, it surprised me too, with the nature and what took place from our airport. That's put Taraba State in the map because of the likes of Dangote, Tony. These are people that are very busy. But for them to be here, definitely there's something that is cooking in Taraba. And they have come for it.
Okay, yes, we can say that, yes, definitely something was cooking yesterday, and that thing is still cooking. And I would like to say something. I want to give, there's this, every time we organize something around, there's a particular part of the event that we don't know that they are, to me, they are the most important: security. Yesterday, I went around town. And even I decided to leave at the office here to the place while the vice president touched down, and the security was tight. So I had to show my press pass at every stop, right from Nairobi down to the estate. The one thing I noticed was the professionalism of the security agents. The moment I flashed my this is all smile, a joke or two, it relaxed the atmosphere. And so I would like to say the security agencies yesterday did a very good job, and that is what has been happening in Taraba. But before we go to the nitty-gritty of this discussion, let us go on a short break. When we come back, we will hit the hammer on the nail.
Hello, colleagues. My name is Alexey Burnosenko. I'm from Warsaw, Poland. And yeah, in the industry, in cinema, I mostly play the role of actor, also actor and director in theater. And yeah, here I'm representing on the festival the beautiful documentary called The Forest. And the reason why I really desired to take part in this podcast and in the festival itself is because this documentary I'm representing is a part of my history, part that is like even my people never heard about in majority. And this is kind of result of investigation, result of research, result of great piece of work and art. And yeah, I really would like people of the world to know about it. I really want to share this information so people will learn on the mistakes of our past and never accept it in our future. Thank you very much. See you. Bye. Hello, colleagues. My name is Alexey Burnosenko. I'm from Warsaw, Poland. And
Child's rights are fundamental human rights, essential for promoting the well-being, dignity, and development of children. Upholding this right enables children to grow into capable, confident, and compassionate individuals, contributing positively to our society. In northeastern Nigeria, for example, ensuring child's rights is particularly very challenging due to insurgency, displacement, poverty, and certain cultural beliefs. Compared to other regions in Nigeria, many children lack access to quality education, making them vulnerable to violence, exploitation, and abuse. Additionally, malnutrition, disease, and limited health care services exhibit their plight. To address this, the government, as a matter of urgency, will not just enact but enforce laws protecting children's rights, improve education, healthcare, and security. Permit me to add that NGOs and community-based organizations must include in their programs activities that promote child protection initiatives. Religious leaders also have a crucial role in advocating for child's rights without compromise. Listen, children's rights are human rights and are non-negotiable. Every child deserves protection, care, and support to strive. Remember, and finally, every child deserves a childhood. Thank you. My name is Oluwashola Emmanuel Odenrede. I'm a filmmaker and a social worker. Child's rights are fundamental human rights, essential for promoting the well-being, dignity, and development of children. Upholding this right enables children to grow into capable.
Welcome back to today's politics on Sun TV. And like you know, people call me the truth finder. I am Abraham Manijora. We just went for a break, and now we're back. We're discussing Tarabest, International Investment Summit. And with me, Mr. Yokaya Gadgay, and he's still with me here. Now let us hit the hammer on the nail. Let us drag the nail here and deep into the discussion. Now, what is the strategic importance of organizing child restorative life at this point in Taraba State development?
Let me start by this way. You have a restaurant. You open a restaurant. Prepare your meal. You invite people in. When they come, they look at what you have on the table. If it's what they want, they will cash in. But I think the summit is the sum of all these things I'm talking about. You know, when you invite people to come and see what you have, that means you are prepared with all the menus that they have, that you want. And you know, one thing with the restaurant, once you come and eat the food or you taste the food, there are referrals. Somebody says, something is cooking in this place. I have gotten my part. The person will want to come and test too. So I think that is the launching part for Taraba, that Taraba has been on the background for a very long time. And this is the opportunity that we have been yearning for years, that when you Google, they will be telling you about the natural resources we have in Taraba. When you Google, we're in a technology era, Google, you won't get any information. So I think this is the step in the right direction from His Excellency by putting up Taraba State to the world. And this is what we have. We can give you.
You just did something to me right now. I've been here since when you mentioned restaurant and menus. Right now, I'm beginning to get hungry. Maybe I will call to go and take a snap or two. Yeah. And I think for the investors out there, just the way you mentioned menu, food, and I'm hungry, simply because I need to refill my stomach. I think those that have the finance, the capital, the ambition, the fact that Taraba called them, I think that will also, the way it aroused my hunger now, I think we should also arouse their investment hunger. So now, you've called on me, I'm hungry. The restaurant, I told you have a bar, you have a tool. Now, what does Taraba have? Because you speak about Google. Now, what does Taraba have that we think, even those listening to us right now, we really want to come and invest in Taraba? What is on the menu?
Well, I won't say I'm part of the committees, but it's just my own opinion. Yes. I feel that it is high time now that we should put an action plan. I believe the resources and the things that we have about Taraba it should be documented. There should be data. If I'm going into sesame, I'm an exporter of sesame, I should be able to know how many farmers farm sesame in Taraba and what's the capacity. Investment summit does not really entails that I must come and set up my company here. I can invest with the capital. Okay, I'm going to invest 10 billion sesame production in Taraba. Do you have the capacity to give me what I want? So I believe now the state, I think they are waking up for these data, because as an investor, you will be asking questions. And I believe because of the traditional rulers and the other people from the other local government that have been in this summit, I believe they have what it takes for these things to come true. But I would like us, at the end of this summit, there should be a communique that will show that okay, we have done this, we have sealed a deal with this company, we have sealed, because I see the Chinese are very serious people. Yeah, and you know, Chinese, they are out for business. So the menu should be dropped is, okay, we have number of these, if we have blue sapphire, where is it, of what deposit, who has the mining list, because definitely those are the things that are on the table. If you're going for rice, what are our capacity in rice? If you're going for maize production, what is our capacity? How many farmers do we have on ground? Are they ready? Are you ready? Is the community ready? If we're going for tourism, areas of tourism, there should be also a plan on ground that Sardona should be on electricity. Because if I'm setting up a hotel or a resort, there should be power. Or are you giving me a room? Will there be license for me to generate my own power? Since it's no more on exclusive list now, it's inclusive, yes. So there are a lot of things. I believe they have done their work. They have the record, they have the data, because that's the menu. They have it all on ground that whosoever want this, if you want rice, you have to rice. If you want sesame, you have rice. If you want this, these are the things that I believe should be on the menu, so that for those who want to put in their money, they put in their money. For those who want to come and set up, just like the way, I like what Dangote said, that local investors, we have few of them here. There should be also a forum between the local and the international, and the state will be the one that will arrange such kind of MOUs that will be signed. So we're still waiting for the communicate or the trade agreements that have been on the table or have been signed, or they are in the process of signing.
Yes, you know, just like we say, nobody's around of knowledge. No community anywhere in the world can say that they have all the ideas and they looked at all the angles. So yes, let us form a committee of concerned Tarabans. Now let me make you chairman of that committee without approval. What will you be telling the government to do right away concerning what the suggestion you make?
Yeah, my suggestion is they should draw up an action plan. And in this action plan, the community should be involved. The local government should be involved. The ministries or agencies that are saddled with that particular responsibility the three should be able to sit down. If I'm giving out my land, what am I having in exchange? Like now they want to build a resort in my community. There should be, if I'm going to be resettled, where are you taking me to? If they are going to pay me up, what am I going to get? Yeah. So these are some of the things that should be in place, because definitely the owners of the land are the community, family land, family farm, and all these things. It should also be It should also be considered, and there should be a forum or a platform that will bring all of them together, so that if for instance now we have capacity to give out maybe 40,000 hectares for sugarcane, okay, where are we going to situate it? Which community? Then there should be a discussion between the people and the government. Then the investor will be the final stage that, okay, as you are coming, this is what we have for you. In area of power, okay, which area of the state that we need power generation? Is it solar or is it hydro? Is it any sector? Okay, who is the investor that is interested in? Okay, we have this place. Is there any? There should be there should be a formal agreement between the community and the. And in other areas like farming, there should be clusters of farmers. That if this is what you are coming for, this is what we can give you the manpower in hectares. Okay, we have capacity to give you maybe 10,000 or 20,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 hectares for sesame. So we have the farmers. So what you need to do, just support us, just like the way they did Agrolog in Kaduna, their ginger production. So we need such kind of arrangements that will be in place so that anybody that is coming will know that we are already ready for it, because His Excellency has already set the pace. So it's now left for the stakeholders that will follow through this process.
Okay, thank you very much. This, what you just said now, reminded me of the first time that I, as an adult, directly involved myself in farming. Now, this time around as an adult, I was just told, I was in Lagos, family members said, why don't you saw the interest of the family, you have a few little money with you, and you can come over to Taraba to farm. Okay, why don't you do this? I have one or two farmers in the village, they need funds. Why don't you invest? You come, we did an agreement, okay, I'll give you so amount, you give me XYZ amount of maize. So now I didn't come to the farm. I was right there in Lagos investing. And I think this is something similar to what you say. I didn't come to set up a farm, but I invested in the local farmer. Now let me ask a question. How do you think the government can empower local investors in such a way that, prosperity attracts? When are the people see that, yes, the locals are prospering? So there's something about this land that we need to come and see. How do you think let's just, in the agricultural sector, how can the government empower the locals?
The government can empower, because I'm a farmer too. I had experience in farming. I've gone into a lot of things, but one thing that I know that the challenge a farmer is having is getting the inputs on time. And whenever the government is bringing out an initiative or a support program or whatever that has to do with agriculture, the bulk number of these people are not real farmers. They don't even have the farm. So once you give them the input, they end up selling it, and there's no result. But I think there should be a data capturing.
And I think the government did that. So last year, there was data capture of farmers. But the thing is that we've not been able, I don't know what they've done with the data. But I think the government did data capture of farmers. So just continue.
When I say data capturing, I mean going to the field, capturing taking the coordinates of the farm, and also having the farmer's information, his date of birth, his NIM, his BVN, and all these things, so that it will be at the database when we are looking for such person. And I believe the government should also work extensively and recruit more extension officers. Because when you have more extension officers, they know these people, they are in the community with these people, they know the size of this farm, they know the owners of the farm, they know whether this farmer is on lease or is the owner of the land. So that when next year you are coming back, you know that, okay, he's no more the person, it's another person. So the information you have last year will not be the same you have this year. So if there will be proper and real data of these farmers in their location, their communities, then that is the first step. Then 2, if we are planning for next year, we start the preparation this year. So all the necessary things will be on board before the time. So that when that time comes, like now is rainy season, you're supposed to have your fertilizer, you have your herbicides, so everything on ground as it commences. Not when we have gone far into it, then that is when the inputs are coming, and I don't need it anymore. So the farmer will end up selling those things, and there will be results.
Interesting. There's a need for more extension officers who understand their terrain.
Yes.
People who will know that, okay, this farmer is temporary, that one is permanent, this person has capacity, what he needs is just fund to expand and the rest of it. I think that is a good one. And that with the NIN and the rest of it, I think a lot of Nigerians have been captured under the national and the NIN BVN, so it will be easy for this data to be tracked in such a way that we will not be having, because from the way I see it, that is the problem with a lot of empowerment in Nigeria. Empowerment does not get to those who need it, simply because the data given is not credible. The data is not credible because what we have is we have paper farmers. Paper are poorest of the poorest. You see someone with a job registered as poorest of the poorest. So, and the same thing goes with farmers. Someone that has never seen a field before to register himself as a farmer simply because there was no proper verification of those identities. Well, I think that is a good one. Again, I will look at it in the area of policy. Policy plays a very important role. And as a matter of fact, the real investors, what they look at is the policy, because they know that it is the policy that will determine if this thing is something worth venturing into. And even if you want to take a loan from banks and maybe a banker, most banks will look at the policy because nobody will give you a loan or finance or capital. Probably maybe, for example, you want to go and buy a house and where then grazing in Benin State. I don't think any bank will give you such a license. So what policy direction do you think the government should be looking at? How do you think they can fine-tune the policy around agriculture? Let me just look at agriculture because I think that is what the locals can easily key into. What policies do you think the government should be looking at?
In terms of policy, we have the policies. The policies are not bad, but the challenge we always have is implementing these policies to the letter. You know, how do we get reports of every cycle of the farming season, both wet and dry season farming or irrigation farming? There should be a report of yearly report. Once we have the report, and what do we do with the report, will help us in making policies. So when we don't really have the right information, the policy doesn't have an impact to the people. So but when there are fillers of what was done, like now, do we have actual data of maize that is going out of Taraba State? So there should be a policy that captured these volumes. And when these volumes are captured, it will help even in the budgetary allocation. So once we have those records, it will help the government to even plan. So I will urge in terms of, on the part of government, should bring out, policies that will identify the farmers' need in time. If we can be able to get the inputs in time, it will also help us. Then 2, we should also have a hub. Like now, we should be able to have a hub like in other states. You don't see markets scattered everywhere. You see structures in place for if it is maize farm, maize meat market. The only thing that Ojukwu or Olu will do is just to call the market. I need 10 trucks. I need these trucks. But we have them scattered. And I think even in terms of revenue, government are also losing too, because we don't. When those places are in one location, it will be able to even help them in even collections and even records too, because we have them scattered. That is why at times even getting the record, because when you have a record of what you have, you'll be able to plan. So those are the areas that I feel government should also look at policies in putting up a structure in place that will bring these goods in one location. Then two, policies that will help the farmer in getting those things. Like now, we have Bank of Agri. What Bank of Agri are supposed to support farmers this year with? We should be able to know what is the allocation for the state, so that they will know what do they need to do to pull those resources. In terms of, let me digress a bit, Bank of Industry too, because there are machineries that can be used, that farmers can be able to use. What is the allocation? What is the allocation for Taraba State? Because I believe, as from my experience, every year there is a budget for a particular certain thing. So for Taraba too, we should have maybe 2 or 3 or 4 billion with Bank of Agri that's waiting for farmers to access. So the government should be able to stand in the gap for the farmers, so that on a yearly basis, the farmers can be able to access. So policies should be there. It shouldn't be a one-off, because I remember Nambaba did too. Even during the last administration, these rice farmers and all these places, there are policies like that. So we too should be able to form our own policy in the state that will assist farmers in accessing the necessary input on time, so that the farmer can be able to achieve his target.
You speak well on this. I think that is another area. They say data is king. We don't have information about all these things. We don't even know how much we need. We are allocated to Taraba from Bank of Industry and so many other things like that. Now, I would like to ask. Someone said it somewhere. I can't really point to the name of the person. They said there's nowhere in the world where anyone that farms just puts seed in the soil, harvest and sell, becomes rich. At the end of the day, it does the hard work, while others come and do the smart work. And realize the smart work, where the money is in the value chain.
Yeah.
How do you think investors can come and invest on our land or finance investments on Taraba in the value chain of agriculture? Because that is where the money is. You could sweat for all year long, dry, rainy season, but if you don't have value to what you have. Someone says something, it's unconfirmed. They say some of this rice, you see somewhere that you see is collaboration, they call social rice. That is Taraba rice. They take it through the back door, they will bag it and name it wherever it is that they want to name it. So how do we add value? Not only if you add value to what you produce, you add value to yourself. So what do we advise concerning the law of value addition?
You know, the world have evolved. So also farming too has evolved. Now we're no more under smart agriculture, we're into precision agriculture. So I think the government should work towards that the farmer will not sweat so much in the farm and earn little. Because in precision agriculture, you test the soil. Once you test the soil, you know the fertility level of the soil. Yes. And in precision agriculture, it will help you to even know what to do and how to do in the field. I believe these investors can come in with smart tools that can be able to enhance our productivity, because I can't farm 10 hectares of maize that don't know the fertility level. That is why you see that you end up getting 20, 50 bags and you don't know the structure of the soil. So in terms of the investors can come in terms of modern equipment. We have drones now. Yes, that spray herbicides. We have planters. We have so many of them. We have in precision agriculture, he will tell you that, okay, this side of the field doesn't need as much fertilizer as this side of the field. So instead of you spreading fertilizer everywhere, you just concentrate on a particular location. Because when I farmed, there was a time I farmed, and in the farm, and I realized that where these termites are, even without fertilizer, it did well. So ordinarily, when I'm applying fertilizer, I don't need to apply fertilizer in those areas. So in terms of, we have so many equipments now that can help the farmer. So in terms of investors now, we need, because we have the land. So and this land, by our little effort, we won't get what we want. Because if I have 10 hectares now, and I apply this precision farm, God knows how much I'm going to make. So those are the things that I am challenged with that too when I'm in the field. Because there are some certain things that I need to do, like lime fertilizer. Lime fertilizer is not to fertilize your place, but is to make the soil ready whenever you put fertilizer into. Knowledge gap. Our farmers have knowledge gap. So investors can, like, I always give an example of an indigenous company, AgroLock in Kaduna. He saw what people are going through in terms of ginger production. They don't apply fertilizer, they don't use tractor, they don't use any of these things. So he brought these things and took them to demonstration farms. So when he took them to demonstration farms, they now realized that I can use plow, I can use planters, I can use so many things as to enable me, and the production level now went up. He now created a hub for them, and in that hub, you see where you go and process your ginger. And when you process your ginger, there's a way you wash, there's a place you peel, there's a place you crush. So if you want to sell to him, you sell it to him. If you want to take it home, you take it home. So these are the things that we are expecting investors to come. When they come with knowledge, with equipment and all this, and then they will not teach our people how to use it. And it will also improve our people. Then the value chain, like the AgroLock, I gave an example. If I don't want to sell to you, I may go and process it. Then I will sell the processed one. But the market is already there because he has put a place for the market. So these are the things that I'm expecting that the investors, when they're coming, those are the areas they should be able to look at. They should be able to look at the opportunity and bring the people and show them the modern way that it can also improve their capacity.
Very good from you there. There's this thing that always comes to mind. Taraba, as it is now, to attract investors, the winning flyovers, or just one lane road to the farm, or to the site of the mining site, which should be of priority. They are all good, they are all priorities. But if you want to advise the policy makers, what percentage of funds, capital, will you invest into rural infrastructure, especially in the area of roads? There are no roads. If you ask me, last year, where I farmed somewhere in Banya, the cost of taking a bag of rice from the farm is about 5,000 naira. That is to the village. Now, if I want to bring it to Jalingo, I'll probably be spending another 5,000 naira thereabouts or thereabouts. Now, how do we balance the need to make everywhere beautiful and the need to invest in the potentials that will bring wealth? Do you think we need more of rural roads, or intercity, just intracity?
To be honest with you, having an airport is not bad. It's not bad. Because I remember I met someone about 2 years ago. He left US, came back to Nigeria. He's into, he export ginger, pepper, and the rest of it. It was entirely, we met in Jalingo. And he told me that he export yam, he export this Cameroon pepper.
Why is it called Cameroon pepper? This is fancy name.
Just a name. Because of our border, maybe. And he said something. He saw opportunity. Because me, I never even knew that you can export pepper. That then. He told me he came, and honestly, at times, what we are lacking in Taraba is information. Yes, we lack information. Somebody came all the way from US and came to Taraba. He told me where he even exported, where they assemble the yam in Mara Power. This red bricks building when you're going to Pupule. Yes. He said that is where they assemble that. They came, all the agencies were there. NAFTA, SON, DSS, NDLE, Nigerian Customs, and all these things. They were there because this is a perishable item. They will see how you package it so that it won't waste time for you to ship it out. So they did that and they gave their certification. And once they do that, he took a plane from Taraba. So that is where the essence of the airport is very, very key. He took a plane from Taraba to Lagos. From Lagos, the custom cleared, and to Europe. So you can see that it's just information that we're lacking. But as you said, access road is very, very key too. Because I had some time that I went to around Tarkun, I did some business. I have to go far into the bush, bike and road, and and I will commend one of the key areas of this summit, as you said, the security. And the security is key for investment. It's key for investment. So I think the government can still do more on our rural roads, because once they are connected, they are already accessing. What you spend 10,000 naira to bring out, you may not spend up to 1,000 naira to bring it out, because the distance is just it's not like maybe 10 or 15 kilometers, but you spend like 3 hours on the bike because of what the road is not good. So it's for this government to strategically plan on which local government do we need and what are they doing. Like now you check Kurmi, you check Gashaka, you check Sodona, you check, then you come down to the north, you check those places that are more or less doing cash crops. So what do we do? What are the roads that we can be able to, even if it's just one? You start, you plan, maybe you have a 4 years program that, okay, this year we'll concentrate on this local government. Next year we'll concentrate on that one, because, doing all of them at the same time is capital intensive. With the little mega resources we can be able to. And I think there's an agency that is saddled with that responsibility, and I think they're doing their best too. Yes. Just that we just need them to do more. Since now we have Taraba Estate is open now so people will be coming, and they shouldn't spend so much, because once you reduce this bottleneck, it also brings down the price of your commodity. Because if you can bring your goods from Komi to Jalingo, 4,000 naira, but when the road is good, it may be less. So I think it's very important. The government should work towards it, but it should be face by face. Yes. Even if it's just like 10 kilometers or 20 kilometers for every.
The farm to the market,
yes.
The road to the market, the market to where it goes.
But the thing is that we have federal government roads.
And we have states.
Yes. So I think the emphasis should be more on the rural roads.
I think with what you just said, I remember from Yukari to Karimlami to Karim is about 430 something kilometers. How do I know this? While I was in federal government coming to my distance, one distance, there's something that the federal government was doing then to calculate your village on the last day while you're going home, the unity schools, that's what they do. So they calculate, okay, how many kilometers is it from Okari, where the federal government college is, to your village. So they will give you, for each kilometer, I think 1 naira or so. So then I was receiving 4 naira 35. 4 naira 25 kobo or so. And it was big money, just the last day to go home. You just call out your name. Place were receiving money, were Sokoto 1,000. Now it's for maybe 10 naira above. So 4 naira. So I know that from Okari to Kandam is 425 kilometers. But now, just coming to January, I think it should be as if we are traveling the full length of Nigeria because of bad roads. Just imagine if it was a 400 kilometers, 100 kilometers per hour drive, in 4 hours you should be in and you're already almost out of the state. So there's a need for road infrastructure. And on this note, we would like to call on the federal government to look at the issue of the man-made bridge. The bridge is the bridge that connects the southern part of Taraba to the state capital, and it is what connects the northeast to the south and north central of Nigeria through Benue State. So we're calling on the federal government and the agency to ensure that the bridge is fixed, because Tarabans are going through a lot crossing that bridge. And now that Taraba is open for investment, and they need roads to access the wonderful part of Taraba, the southern part of Taraba, and also the northern part of Taraba. So this is our call to the government, to everybody involved, to ensure the bridge is fixed. So with that, we will go on short break. Come back, you made me hungry. So when we come back, we go into one or two things before we come. So don't go anywhere. Today's podcast is something. We'll be back.
شاركت في مهرجان ترابا هيومن رايت فيلم فيستيفال بفيلمي الوثائقي الطويل أكناو. هذا الفيلم يتناول الذاكرة والهوية من خلال تقاليد القناوة. كذلك يسعدني كوني سأكون ضيفة في بودكاست تحريف Creators Unplugged الذي يتيح للمبدعين فرصة لمشاركة تجاربهم وأفكارهم، والذي يحمل كذلك شعار استعادة الكرامة الإنسانية وتسليط الضوء على الإبداع المحلي. هذا الشعار يعني لي الكثير لأنه يدعم الفن الذي يتحدث عن كرامة الإنسان والقصص التي تنبع من الواقع المحلي. كذلك بودي أن أوجه كلمات شكر لكل من يؤمن بأن السينما يمكنها أن تحدث فارقا وتغييرا كبيرا في الواقع. السلام عليكم، حمد شحورية، مخرجة وناقدة سينمائية من الجزائر. شاركت في مهرجان ترابا هيومن رايت فيلم فيستيفال بفيلمي الوثائقي الطويل أكناو. هذا الفيلم يتناول الذاكرة والهوية من خلال تقاليد القناوة. كذلك يسعدني.
Hello, hi, my name is Shailene Msiga. I am a Zimbabwean girl, but I grew up in South Africa, and I'm currently at my family home in Zimbabwe in hopes of connecting deeper to my roots. I came back here to do that because I think that's an important thing to do as an artist and in that journey. With that being said, I am a writer and a director, and I'm so excited to be part of the Terror of 2025 podcast in order to talk about my directorial debut, a documentary called Forgotten: The Human Cost of Homelessness. About the documentary focuses on a select group of homeless people in Silverton in Pretoria, but deals with issues that are faced by these homeless people all over the world. The documentary's aim is to foster empathy for the homeless populations of the world. I find that many times, or these days, people have become so desensitized to the issue of homelessness, so much so that they find it very easy to walk by homeless people, forgetting that these are not non-playable characters. They are real people going through real issues, and I wanted their stories to be heard. In the documentary, we have the homeless population talk about the issues themselves and tell the stories and say exactly what they want to say, so that the people who are watching can hear the stories from the perspective of the homeless people themselves. And hopefully that will be enough to foster that empathy and to make you rethink why people are homeless in reality, because it's not just they don't want to get a job or they're addicted to drugs. The issues that cause homelessness are way deeper than people think these days. In the documentary, we deal with issues such as the way cities are built, specifically South Africa, the way these cities are built that contribute to homelessness. We speak about substance abuse, we speak about family structures, we speak about jobs and payment structures, and how all these things contribute to the homeless populations. And yeah, hopefully this documentary will be able to foster that empathy in people, so much so that they find ways, whatever skills they have, whatever.
Welcome back to today's Politics on Sun TV. So we are just going to go straight into the last lap of this discussion, and I know everybody is quite interested in knowing what a nature's gift to the nation. That is what Taraba is, and we are unwrapping that gift to the whole world. And let me also know on Sun TV, premium news hour, the 9 p.m. news. This evening, just look out for Taraba State Science Revenue Boosting Partnership with CWG PLC. So the details will be on Sun TV at 9 p.m. today, and on Taraba News paper. Tomorrow, Taraba newspaper is the most influential newspaper in this part of the country. So just look out for the 9 p.m. news. So while we're at that, let us go back to my man, Mr. Noakes. Welcome back. I had to take a start. You made me very, very well. So, yeah, and I know Nigerians are there hungry for what Taraba has to offer. So, in the area of policy, I will want you to read more on the area of policy, because policy is key to all this.
Thank you. In addition, from what I said earlier on, we also need to have a Taraba State Commodity Exchange. And this Taraba State Commodity Exchange is like a platform for buying and selling of what we have in Taraba State. I know by buying and selling, we know that Nigerian breweries are coming to buy maize, buy guinea corn and all these things. So it will increase income for those who are doing transactions, increase job opportunities, and also revenue to the government too. Because when you have a commodity exchange, when you know so much about commodity exchange, it's telling you that it's like a central point whereby Mr. A has 10 bags, Mr. C has 20 bags, Mr. D has this. So when the person is coming in, he has maybe 10 tons, 20 tons, 100 tons, and in that, once there's the market for it, definitely people will be scrapping and say, okay, something is happening in Taraba. Oh, let me just check Taraba. What do they have for rice? Do they have this? Check your phone, Sesame, do you have this? Beniseed, do you have this? All these things will be on it. So I will encourage the government to set up a commodity exchange platform for Tarabians. Then secondly, the government should also spend money on research too. Virtually we have College of Agri, we have Taraba State University, we have Federal University, they have all Department of Agriculture, crop production or crop protection. The government should, because the nature of our soil is different from other places. So the seeds they are bringing to Taraba State may differ based on their research. They did their research in their own soil. So we should also have our own local seeds that research will be carried out, so that we have our own improved seeds that match up with our own soil. So that in that area, government should also work on it to see that they engage the university for research for fertilizer, even herbicides. Do you know that in University of Taraba State University, the department in the agronomy department, they teach them how to formulate herbicides. So the government can also do that too, so that we can also produce our own too.
Definitely.
Yeah. So once the research is done, you can sell it to an investor. Like most of all this research you see on drugs and some other things, it's being done by research institutes. Then they now sell it to an investor who will do it on a very large scale.
That's a good one. I'm also Taraba. Only when you can go from Kurmi to Karila, you have different weather.
Yes.
So you need a research institute that we will even within Taraba.
Yes.
You cannot. What applies with zinc yam is different from what applies to Wukari yam.
Yes.
That is how diverse Taraba is. I found out that if you take it to the south, there's a way they call the yam. You know, they like pounding yam. They will say this yam scatters. This one moves. This one,
yes.
I think I'm not so sure. They say one. I think for zinc own is good
In pound yam.
in pound yam. The other one is good. There's a way.
Porridge and all that, yes.
porridge. So these are the research that we need to do. This is what will add value to what we are doing. So, but Mr. Yokoya Gabua Gargay, that name I will never forget. But I may not be able to pronounce it well, but I will never forget. That's such wonderful combination. That is the diversity we have in Taraba. I'm from Taraba, but I'm finding it hard to get that. That is what we have. Taraba is the meaning Nigeria. So what is your final words in a minute for Taraba State and for the investors that want to come?
And my final word is that there's nothing that you cannot grow in Taraba State, both tropical and climate, both cool and hot season, whatever, apple, anything that you want to, we have it in Taraba. We have the weather, we have the soil. So that is what anybody can tell you. Any kind of crop it can be grown in Taraba. And I will encourage our people to embrace and support the government. As I said, it's a restaurant. He has opened the restaurant for us. So it's now left for us to key into this project. And at the end of the day, you see, people will come to Taraba State for employment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Noksa Garba. You have done justice to what we have, and I believe the people of Taraba State, the government of Taraba State, they are listening. Also, investors have been, and those who have interest in the growth of the state are listed. So let's just say Taraba 2025 wasn't just an event, it was a statement that the days of untapped potentials are numbered, that a new era powered by agriculture, ambition, mineral wealth, and bold leadership is dawning in the nature's gift to the nation. But the success of any summit isn't measured by speeches or banquets. It is measured by what happens when the lights go out and the cameras are rolling. And that is what we're trying to do here. Will the deals get signed? Will the roads get built? Will the youth get job? As citizens and stakeholders, our job isn't just to applaud policies. It is to hold power accountable and to push for results that transform lives, not just headlines. Like Tony Elumelu aptly put it at the summit, development isn't driven by good intentions alone. It is driven by bold decisions, clear execution, and the will to empower people at the grassroots. Let's hope that the boldness we saw in the summit stage translates into prosperity. This is Something Today's Politics. I am Abraham Joda. See you same time tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.
Consider it for the Creators Unflagged broadcast and the Tahrif Festival. This